Drunken Disorderly Clusterfuck Podcast. It was an adventure to get here. Dan, I think you had a campaign call that you were coming in last minute.
Yep.
We still don't, like, we're supposed to have either Aaron or Scott jump in. We don't know. It's whatever. We'll carry. And Dre and I sat there telling stories, and she and I both forgot that we were late, and that was 8:02. And here we are at like 8:05, finally getting kicked off.
Yeah, like we were just sitting here bullshitting, and then he's like, "We're late," and I'm like, "For what? Oh shit!"
Would it be awkward if I did the show in my mask? Because we're all supposed to be wearing our masks, right?
Oh my god! Now, I was actually at a bar earlier, you guys, without a mask. Nobody in there had on a mask. Not a single fucking person.
The bar was open. Did you call the police?
No, but you know what is hilarious? In this bar, there's about 10 different cutouts, these big life-size silhouettes that are just black, and they're holding cameras. They have them sitting in the window to fuck with the police.
Nice. So that was like they put that up for Corona.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a cutout I could send them.
You think they take it, Dre?
Fuck yeah. That bar does not give a fuck about the rules. My freedom was amazing, Mercedes. It was amazing to go and socialize with whoever might randomly be there. And it was amazing because all the regulars were there who I love to talk to. And I got to find out about a gun range in Lincoln that I didn't know about before. So I get to go there soon. I cannot wait.
Awesome.
So I'm just sharing around. Proceed.
I love breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
What's your favorite law that you've broken today?
Today? Ooh. I can't say that online. I was driving John's car. I was speeding a lot. John's got a BMW, so I took full advantage of not realizing how fast that thing just goes when you want to get past somebody.
I might have broken like a copyright law or something. I don't know.
Please, I'm sure
you
broke
Myra.
a few felonies today. If you weren't, what were you doing?
Right? Yeah. I got 7. Collect the whole set. That should be
isn't it like typically the typical person breaks 3 felonies a day at least?
Yeah. No, okay. So I was reading this book because they actually made a book about that. 3 felonies a day, and like they were talking about this prosecutor who like went like crazy after like this politician who was like the mayor of some small city in Florida, and like everybody loved him, and this prosecutor was just trying to like make a name for himself. So he's like I'm gonna pin him with all these charges, and like he just made his life hell for like 5 years, and eventually like the guy he beat all the charges, not guilty, but his entire career was ruined. And guess what the name of this prosecutor was?
Who?
Sir William Weld.
See, I knew he was a fakertarian. I knew it.
Yeah, it was really this, and like it kept saying William, and I'm like, is that Bill Weld? And like I had to dig it up because I was like, I didn't even know he was like a lawyer. I thought he was just like some like yuppie rich kid that like didn't know anything about anything.
No, he's extra icky.
Yeah,
really fucking disgusting, honestly.
But you okay? So hear me out. So okay, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, they have like the little thing, and you collect all the little badges and put it on there.
I did it, yeah.
Badge number 1, taxation is theft, the badge. But then like we need to have like an open carry rally badge. Like I went to one of those, a tax protester badge. I told the IRS to go fuck themselves, and I haven't filed taxes. Like I smoked weed in front of a cop badge. Like all these like libertarian like flex your rights badges. And then like when we go to conventions, we can all wear like our, what do they call them? Sashes. And like,
they
do
vests and sashes. So, like, depending on how many badges you want to get, like, I went for the vest, man. I wanted the most coverage. I wanted the most badges. Like, that covers more of your body than the fucking sash.
Right? And it's like, oh, you could put them on, like, you could just put them right on the jackets. Like, I would
Right?
like to do that.
You could put it on hats. You could put them wherever. It'd be sweet.
Oh, boom. Yeah. That should be the next thing.
No, dude, I think you're onto something with the additional, like, smaller badges, like, for different things. Different specific
The headline.
Yeah, well, you get a badge, and then like the other things, there's like, you know, the big badge, and then the things that are related to it get like little streamers.
Yeah. Yeah, or like you know, like you add extra chevrons onto them. Like, yeah, not only did I smoke, so I smoked weed in front of a cop and that got me the badge, but then like the first chevron was because like I blew smoke in his face or something. And like, you know, but
you gotta keep up in the ante to keep promoting.
Right. So I've been fantasizing about this because like not that part.
These are Dan's fantasies. Wow.
I'm fantasizing about Justin Amash because I know I call it a fantasy because like I know it's never going to happen, but like me debating him and like coming up with questions to ask him. So I've been like coming up with these questions, and like one of them, which I think would be interesting, would be, is taxation theft? What do you think he would say to that?
Oh my God, that'd be perfect.
Right.
We are here now.
You know, it would be really interesting to see, to ask him to be in that position on a debate stage and ask him all the questions that the principled fucking radicals hold dear, and see what his responses would be. I'd be very, very interested because that'd be a really good litmus test, in my opinion, honestly.
Litmus test. No, we can't have that.
Well, I'm sorry, a little bit of a purity test, if you will.
Purist.
Sorry, I mean, I don't want to be a purist. Everybody has their own form. I'm a radical, and because I believe in these principles that hard, that is my radicalness. You know what I mean? I think people should be as free as fucking possible. So yes, call me a fucking radical. I want to see how free Justin Amash thinks we should be.
I did like what he was saying earlier about like all drugs and throwing that to a state level decision. Like that's the most libertarian thing I've heard him say before.
Yeah, but that's so like not even libertarian. That's
right.
Like,
but it's a lot closer than I thought he was gonna get, and probably a lot closer than the Prague Caucus really wanted him to get.
It's so dodging the question though.
Wait. He said he thinks all drugs should be legal.
He said all. Which drugs would you legalize? And he said all of them. Blah 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 blah. It should be up to the states, which is exactly what Chafee said. That was the Chafee answer.
This should be a much shorter answer.
This is why it's not libertarian, right?
Right. This should be like, you go on Kennedy. She had the thing for, or was it Horn? It was Chafee. Yeah, he failed immediately. I'd like to see Justin go and do the same thing.
But like, here's the thing. Like, okay, legalize all drugs. Why? Because it's a human right to make your own decisions about your own life. If your answer is it should be a state's right, then it has nothing to do with your right to be able to consume whatever you want. It has to do with, oh, well, the Constitution just doesn't say that we have that power. But if the Constitution did say we have that power, then it would be absolutely right for us to do that without any regard for natural rights or humanity or individuality or anything else. Just like, well, whatever the paper says. I mean, the paper says it's the states.
Right.
Which
it's kind of just it's kicking the can, isn't it? It's totally kicking the can. So
that's what grinds my gears.
Mine too. Mine too, Dan. You know what? He's playing politician, and we don't do that here. We just answer questions.
Yep.
If someone asked you, you would just say, here's my answer, period, end of story. It wouldn't be like, well, I kind of think this, but
I say all of them. And when they say, what? You would legalize heroin? I would say, well, yeah, I mean, I don't want people to do heroin, but if somebody gets wrapped up in that, do you help them by sending them to prison, or do you help them by letting them get help and letting their family get them help that they need, like medical help, rehab, whatever? Or do you completely destroy any chance they have by giving them a criminal record and preventing them from ever having a job or a successful career or anything else? Which one?
Exactly. Okay. A, you need to pick that dog up so everyone can see it. And B, that's another huge, like right now with all this COVID shit. Oh, so they're out arresting people who are out literally by themselves in nature a lot of times, and going to put them in a cell in close contacts with this German-infested other criminals.
Look.
Oh, and none of my cats are anywhere to be seen. Fine. Oh, Ani, come here. She won't come. Hi, doggies.
I don't think dogs can, like, sorry to change the subject.
That's
I don't
okay.
think dogs can see. Well, I've said this before, and somebody was like, no, my dog totally watches TV. I don't think they can see pictures on a flat screen.
I don't know. I don't know. Somebody should look that up for us. Somebody who's watching.
Like, okay, when I FaceTime my wife when I'm somewhere else and she shows me to the dogs, they'll hear my voice and they'll look around, but she can put the screen right in front of them and they'll be like, what the fuck is that?
That's too bad.
You have corona. Because you went to the bar.
I licked everything.
Does that mean I'm going to catch it through the stream?
Only if I touch you.
I installed an antivirus, so you can't penetrate my network.
Is it McAfee, though?
It better be McAfee.
No. That trash. That malware. Your dog is probably able to see still photos on your phone, but videos are a different story. That's because something called flicker sensitivity comes into play. Oh. That's interesting.
Very interesting. Hey, Zach, who is Just a Kid with a Dream?
Noah. He plays with us on Monday nights for.
I see he's in Discord, but I didn't know who that was. Or I didn't know who the. Yeah.
Does this stream to Discord?
No, we streamed to Twitch. No, you can't stream to Discord. It streams to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook.
Interesting.
Chihuahua is a state and a city? Interesting. Actually, I just realized like a few years ago that there's like more than one city named Omaha. So there's that.
Omaha.
In Nebraska?
Not in Nebraska, no, in other states.
Other states? More than one?
Yeah. So I was like, whenever I go out of state or whenever I traveled, I never said I was from Nebraska. I'd always be like, I'm from Omaha. Figure it out, whatever. I don't care. Like if they ask, I'd be like, yeah, it's in Nebraska, whatever. I'm in the middle of the country, but I don't want to sound like I'm from a cornfield, so I just say Omaha. I don't know if that's better or worse, honestly. And now that I know that there's several, I have no idea where the hell they are.
You could just say, well, I'm from just north of Kansas City.
2.5 hours north.
Country mile north.
So I haven't been to Nebraska as a libertarian, I don't think. I didn't go to your convention, right?
No, you didn't go to the convention. Did you go to the unconvention?
You were at the unconvention, were you?
No, I was not. I wanted to go.
Weren't?
But I didn't.
I could have sworn you're one of our speakers.
So all I know about Nebraska is a little town called Worms, Nebraska.
I don't know what it is.
So it's a population of 26, I believe.
Which is actually not the smallest town in the state either.
No, there's like one with 3.
This is what I thought was amazing about it. Like it
Southern
was
Canada.
Totally like, okay, you remember that movie? What was it? Doc Hollywood with Michael J. Fox? Or is like this like
Yeah.
He's city guy. Okay.
Yeah.
It was like that. So like we stopped there because one of the guys, we had this tour bus. We were doing this like ridiculous circus. And one of the guys was from Worms, Nebraska. So we stopped there and It was literally like this road that was like a dirt road that was like a mile long, and that was the town. And they had a school that was like
up until 2 here.
K through 12.
Sorry.
And so they had at the entrance of the town, they had like a little like bar, and that was like where everybody from the town went to hang out, and they threw a big party for us. And it was like kids running around and like old people and young, like it was like the whole town was there. And it was like, it totally reminded me of that movie. And like that, and I had beef fries.
You had what now?
Oh, she doesn't even know. Beef fries.
I've not heard of this.
It's the balls.
Oh, I thought it was just Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah.
Maybe if they're prepared a different way.
I don't partake, so I wouldn't know anyway.
I was like, fuck it. You only live once. I'll probably never be in Nebraska again. That's what I was thinking. And now here I am, like probably going to be back there next year.
Well, I mean, convention might be here in a couple of weeks.
How fucking cool would that be? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm a little stoked about that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I was looking forward to not having to do anything during that time, but now, like, it's going to be, I got to get all my gear together and go interview everyone I possibly fucking can, because it's going to be a wasted opportunity.
If they have an in-person convention, I don't care where it is. I am going. I'm not even a delegate. I will be a delegate if necessary. Like if all of our delegates cannot go and none of our, what do they call them? The backups can go. I will do it if I need to. But regardless, I'm going. I'm sitting on meter row. I'm excited as fuck.
Yeah. So that one of the, I think 3 or 4 options that they have on the table right now is Omaha. For a live convention. If they do Omaha, they can do it before July, which Wisconsin is about to mutiny in the party over if they don't get their candidate on the ballot in time. Which, obviously that is a huge concern for them. And us being in the same region, they're pushing very hard to get it into Omaha.
Oh, does Wisconsin need them on the ballot to be able to do petitioning and stuff?
Oh. If we have a convention in mid-July, Wisconsin won't be able to get ballot access. If we do it in late June, there's an outside shot still.
What if, hear me out, what if Wisconsin petitioned to get John Doe on the ballot, and then, like, whoever we nominate be like, oh yeah, well, that's just an alias that I use. Or something. I don't know.
Don't you have to like turn in things and get credentialed to get on the ballot? Like, Dan, you've done this.
No. Well, it depends on the state.
Oh, I'm sorry. I may have blanked out there for a second. Are you talking about that state, not the national?
Yeah, because the state has to collect petitions.
Okay.
But yeah, that's interesting. But no, hold on. No, okay, because even if you did do that, they would say like, okay, yeah, but you gave out the petition as John Doe, so you're going to be on the ballot as John Doe. Even if that is your real name, your real alias, which I don't know. I mean, we'd still be able to say we had 50 state ballot access, and it would be an interesting story to tell on the news that maybe some idiot news people would talk about. Give them something, This is what we're willing to cheat, lie, cheat, and steal, but only if it's against or from the government in order to free the people.
Please no fuckery on the ballots. Let's just do what we need to do and get it fucking done with.
I mean, it's either fuckery or nobody on the ballot. I mean, if you have to pick between those two, like, wouldn't you pick fuckery?
Hi.
Hi, Scotty.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
What I just walk into?
We're talking about
nothing.
Ballot fuckery.
Talking about what?
Yeah, possibly having the national convention in Omaha and ballot fuckery.
Somebody was talking about hanging Chad, and I was like, Chad's such a nice guy, though.
Are you a Chad, Dan?
Oh my god! Fuck. Every Chad I've ever known has always been a fucking douche. Just
my brother's name is Chad.
No, mostly Chads are douches.
Well,
I
What did
mean,
they say?
Why do I
Between
keep saying just kidding? I'm not kidding.
You're not
between
kidding.
a giant chat and a shit sandwich?
I went to the bar earlier. I told you guys. There you go. There. That's why.
Yeah,
she's been pre-gaming for a while.
I need a beer.
Yeah, you do.
What are you doing coming on this show without a beer, dude?
Why are you unprepared?
I'm looking around to see what I have because I have a vape pen around here somewhere. But that's probably whoa, that's a lot of smoke.
That's
what you get from Darth. That's what you get from Darth Vapor. So.
I do love that.
So we did actually have a purpose for bringing you on tonight, and we're getting about to the halfway point where we would have introduced
Not you.
Anyway.
Him.
Yeah, and these two have been excited. I think we've all been kind of talking in and amongst each other today about this project. Why don't you tell everyone about TiTFest?
Yeah, so TiTFest is going to be awesome. So, of course, TiT stands for taxation is theft. So TiTFest. So, okay, let me go back to the story about this. Have you ever been to a libertarian convention and you're like, hey, that sounds like an awesome talk going on in the breakout room. I wish I could see it. Oh, shit, but I have to go into the business hall and argue about this comma and where it belongs in this sentence.
Or if it should be shall or may.
Yes. So this was basically to say, okay, look, we should maybe divide those two things apart. If you really want to argue over that stuff, go for it. But if you're interested in sharing liberty with people, bring them to Taxation is Theft Fest instead. And so we have an amazing list. We've got 40 speakers committed so far. It's going to take place over 2 days. So if you do the math, that's like it doesn't all fit, right? So what we're doing is we're actually going to have 2 simultaneous live streams for 12 hours for 2 days. It's going to be amazing. All kinds of speakers on all kinds of subjects, from how to grow weed, how to 3D print, UFOs, how to fight the government, how to cop watch. I'm
sorry, I can't help it. You won't get there, Dan. We'll talk about it later.
All right. Yeah, so it's going to be really awesome, and it's something that you can bring your friends to. That's not going to bore them to death if they're interested in getting involved with liberty. There's really going to be tons and tons of information. We've got the guy that says if you can find the law that says you have to pay income tax, I'll give you $300,000. Have you heard about this guy?
Yeah.
No.
I've heard it in the past. Well,
yeah, he's going to be there.
Awesome.
Talking about how you don't have to pay income tax. There's going to be so many people. It's going to be amazing. Dr. Mary Ruart, Jason Bassler from the Freethought Project.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just it's amazing, and we're also reaching out to a bunch of all these awesome Liberty Facebook pages and asking them to partner with us and help us share the content. So we want to see if we can hit 5,000 simultaneous streams. Now, here's the other kicker: are you guys into EDM at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know Insomniac, the rave festival thing?
Yeah.
They're doing on the same weekend. They're doing a 24/7, not 24/7. I guess it's like 24/3. Live virtual rave, because they were supposed to have a live rave in Vegas that weekend, which obviously got canceled. Sweet. And so they're going to live stream a rave with like tons of DJs while we're having our talk. So we are going to reach out to them and see if we can do some kind of partnership, but worst case scenario, we'll put there on our page where we have like all of our live streams. We're going to put theirs next to it. So if you want to listen to some music and chill out while you're listening to the talks, we have a soundtrack. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So, we need to talk about that after this, Dan, actually. Yeah.
Sweet.
So it's it's going to be amazing.
I'm so excited.
So how long have you been planning this?
It will be you will be sharing it to all of our platforms as well in any possible way we can.
So you got like 40 speakers lined up. You got all kinds of stuff figured out. You've obviously been planning this a while. Has it always been planned as a remote event, or has it been something that? Okay.
It actually. So it's funny. we only came up with this about 2 weeks ago.
What? Oh, I thought this was in the works a little bit longer than that.
Yeah,
but,
no,
okay.
we work fast, and we've been able to put this thing together, which is amazing. And hopefully, like maybe the Libertarian Party will look at this as like, well, shit, if they can put that together in a couple of weeks, okay, let's do this virtual convention thing. But yeah, so it's been really amazing what we've been able to put together, and yeah, but like we're like, okay, so it's virtual, but moving forward, 2021, I'm always like, someone keeps talking about the Liberty Cruise and like, where is it? I want to go. Where is it? Where's this Liberty Cruise? So we might actually, and because we want everybody to have access to this information like for free, which is, by the way, if you go to taxationistheftfest.com, you can register for free, and we'll send you updates with all the streams and everything. This is all free. For anyone to attend. Now, of course, if we did this on a cruise ship in 2021, you got to pay for the cruise. We can't make that free. But through the technology of satellite or whatever the fuck we have to do, we will make sure that everybody at home will be able to live stream everything that can't make it to the cruise. But we'll still have the cruise because that's going to be so freaking awesome.
Right. Like if you want to go pay to party and see the shit in person on the cruise, you got to pay. But I mean, how awesome is that, you guys, that this is going to be streamed if you can't go on the cruise for whatever reason?
I mean, it'll be streamed for people that can fit on the boat in the first place. So,
well,
yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry, Zach.
Well, this is kind of a dream that we've all had. Like we've worked on projects like this, and it's something we really want to see succeed. Because we want to go to these events.
While I'm fantasizing about Amash, you're fantasizing about TiTFest. The world works in mysterious ways. Yeah. No, it is really. It is really. I think it's going to be an amazing project, and especially going forward, we're trying to get Edward Snowden. So, Mr. Snowden, if you're watching, please reach out to me. We would love to have you as our keynote speaker. Yeah, no, we haven't gotten anywhere with that because I guess he probably gets like a million messages on Twitter every day. So he's like yeah, junk mail. But yeah, no, like that. Ben Swan is like he's been hiding in the shadows, so we're trying to figure out where the hell he is. Actually, he's brought his stream show back. So really? But yeah, so there are definitely some people we're still trying to reach out to get on here, but we already have such an amazing lineup that it is going to be absolutely awesome.
Last time I saw Ben Swan was in Vegas at Freedom Fest.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, he started that Isagoria thing, which was, I don't know.
What?
Isagoria. He was trying to create another a blockchain-based social network thing, which that's another thing I'm working on. I don't want to get into that now, but that's cool. That's another project I'm working on.
All of
Dan, you're a busy guy.
I am.
Are you still in Mexico?
Why not fantasize about Amash's tits?
Why would he when he came to fantasize about fucking principles?
Yeah, I wish he would fantasize.
So principles are much more hot.
Does the person who's podcasting topless?
She's not topless.
How do you know?
Yeah.
I've known you a long time, Dre. I've known you a long time.
Yeah, we were at the bar earlier, and I look at John, and I'm like, I have to go home and work in a little bit. Oh, shit, but I'm already ready. I don't have to do anything except get naked.
Right? Right? Love it. Love it.
I'm like, I'm so glad you're such a good sport about this.
Yeah, this is actually really terrible. Goes against everything I stand for.
Goes against all of it.
Drinking and nudity. I can't believe I'm on this show. The lows I have.
What do you think when you were going on drunk and disorderly? How did the two go hand in hand, right?
The lows I have gone to in order to promote my very special, wholesome TiTFest.
Yeah. TiTFest.
I'm so excited about TiTFest. Like I had a call with Dan today, you guys, and after I got off it, I texted John and I'm like, I get to be a part of TiTFest, I think. And he's like, really? And it's like, John knows what that means. And it's amazing that I don't have to explain that. And it's exciting for everyone involved.
What's interesting is I can talk to my wife about TiTFest and attending TiTFest, and she will never bat an eye. She would not bat an eye and be like, "What?" She'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Not even a little bit, but she wouldn't care. She'd be like, "Okay, you're going to TiTFest. Okay, have a good time. Don't bring anything home."
Leave the Rona there, please.
Yes, exactly.
But they're giving away these really awesome swag bags. Well, not this year, but next year.
Next year. Love it.
So we were talking about
be like, why didn't you get one of those taxationist theft bracelets? Well, you told me not to bring anything home.
Right.
We were talking about ways to like spread the stream out to different locations, and I was thinking like we could go on Pornhub, and Dan was talking about we could like project an image of the stream onto some voluptuous woman's breasts, and that would be like the Pornhub version of the stream.
I don't know who came up with that idea, but it sounds great.
You came up with that idea. Well, part of it. I've embellished it from your core thought, but like the core is yours.
Hey, so where do people find out more information about TiTFest? Where is that?
Do not go to TiTFest.com. Go to taxationistheftfest.com.
Taxationistheftfest.com.
That's right.
Got it.
I did buy a domain. I need to redirect it though.
Yeah, we were having fun talking about all the domains you were picking up.
Yeah, I was trying to find a domain that didn't like already like link to some porn somewhere, but it's
was that hard?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Impossible, I'm sure.
Well, this is funny because so I was like into the internet like early 90s, right? Like when the first web browsers were being invented, and
did you use web crawler?
The search engine, probably. I mean, like I used to use Netscape Navigator version 1 before there was even an Internet Explorer, before there was a Firefox. But so I was in a seminar on like HTML because that was the thing, like basic HTML. Yeah, and then you can make a line. It's called the HR tag. It stands for horizontal rule, and it makes a line across the page. Check that out. That's amazing. And like this is like there were like thousands of people like watching this, like, oh my God, a line. Wow. I just have to type 4 letters and a line appears. and so and like so these things, they were talking about the internet and how, domains and all this other stuff. And they were like, yeah, and actually, some guy hacked the White House website. And if you go to whitehouse.gov, blah, 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 and he started pulling it up. And he's like, make sure you go to whitehouse.gov because whitehouse.com is going to get you something completely different. And yeah, it was a porn site at the time. So, and I think this was around the Bill Clinton era, like the after like the. Yeah, this is early 90s, right? So this was
cigarette or the cigar incident with Monica in the Oval Office. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, I'm just now sharing. And
okay, now it's
doing my job.
Site.
What?
It's like a hoax news site.
Oh.
What is?
Whitehouse.com.
Oh, really?
Not live. We are not affiliated or endorsed by the U.S. government.
That's
not at all.
On there. Because I mean, like, all they have to do is put like a stream of like Trump's tweets, and like, it'd still be fake news, kind of. I don't know.
I guess if you're a fake president, then any news about you is fake news. So he could be pretty accurate with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were having this conversation yesterday about how, who was I talking to? I don't even remember. About how the history books in like, I guess probably like in about 5 to 10 years from now, the history books are going to have pictures of Trump's tweets in them.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. History books are going to have tweets?
Right?
What?
Now, could you imagine? I mean,
no self-respecting publisher of a fucking textbook would publish tweets.
Do you think those guys are self-respecting?
You would have to, because
I know they're not.
That have happened on Twitter.
Oh my God.
Well, first of all, we gotta flash forward because it's gonna be about another probably 35 years before they update the curriculum, right? Because that's how that's how that works,
right?
And by then, we will probably have tweets from the president in the history books because we have that now. We have quotes from from our founding fathers. You have them. Right. You have quotes from the founding fathers. We're gonna have quotes from Donald Trump, and he's such a divisive president. You know what I mean? Divisive president that there's no way he can't go down in the history books.
Well, Eric makes a very valid point. I don't know if I think it's true. I've heard it more than once in multiple places that the U.S. government has a patent on all tweets. Oh, so, really? Like, any tweet that you've ever tweeted is in the National Archives forever and ever and ever.
I mean, it's public, so it would be the same as if they took a newspaper that was published and put in there, I guess.
No. That's not what I mean, because like public is one thing because like I think so I guess I maybe I used the wrong word. They own the rights to or something to that effect. Yeah, I know the president's tweets are in the archives, obviously, but no, I heard something about Twitter made a deal with the government that they have the rights to, or they have a cement intact archive of every tweet ever in their vault.
So they're taking the tweets and they're carving them into stone, literally, is what I just heard.
That sounds about right, Dan. That sounds about right.
Well, the internet is forever, but no, what I'm saying is like at the onset of things, Twitter made a deal with the government to say, hey, yeah, you can have the the back door, you can have the court reporting. What is that? The stenographer. Fuck! I've been drinking for too many hours.
Transcript. Is that the word you're looking for?
You can have the original transcript of all tweets ever as going forward. Even if people delete them, whatever, you can keep them.
Which really means that they just don't need a warrant to go after you.
That's just like an NSA like disclaimer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, get this! This is really fucking crazy, creepy, crazy, disturbing.
Thank you, Maggie. That's not what I mean, you guys, but okay, well, let's move on.
You know that the website where you go to track, where's my $1,200?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you go there, the box that pops up that says, it's not I've agreed to the terms, click here for the terms, and then like a million pages. It's this block of text that says, I agree that by entering this site, I have no expectation of privacy, blah, 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 blah. I understand that all of my communications can be intercepted, blocked, recorded, all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. Press here to agree. Normally, if you go to any website, if you go to like Twitter, it'll say like, on this site, you have no expectation of privacy, blah, 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 blah. But on that government website, it does not say anything about on this site. It basically says, if you agree, if you click here, you just signed your soul away to the devil, and you have given us permission to record all of your calls from everywhere else, and you have no expectation of privacy ever, anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're on the internet or not.
So not just that device, but any device you own, basically?
That is literally what it says.
Holy shit, that's fucking terrifying.
I'm glad I didn't go to that site.
Right. But here's the other thing, because like, as much as that might be what it says, could you really imagine, like, oh, well, we caught this guy dealing drugs because we were listening to his phone calls without a warrant, but it's okay. We didn't need a warrant because when we were giving out $1,200, he went to the website and he clicked OK. And so therefore he gave us consent. Like, can you really imagine that they would be that transparent about that and say like, well, he gave us consent?
Dude, we gave him $1,200 for his civil liberties. You know,
Right.
It's not even for the money. It's just to find out where the money is.
You would think any lawyer worth their salt would be like, okay, obviously the government made a mistake doing this, and they cannot possibly enforce this. This is ridiculous. Please, judge, throw this right the fuck out. And like,
there are so few lawyers who are even willing to challenge the system. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God. Why do they even go into it?
You have Eric nerd raging in the comments.
Is he what? He thinks that's not what it says?
I don't know what he thinks. Dude, it's Eric. Like, I don't... Who can tell?
Go to the website. Where's my $1,200 at?
He has me squinting and making ugly faces. Oh my God, Eric.
Where's my moneybitch.com?
I got my $1,200, so I didn't have to go look, luckily, I guess. Like, I wasn't even expecting to get it, honestly.
I haven't filed taxes, so I'm disqualified.
Oh, well, I filed taxes because I had to. Yeah, well, I'm not working for theft anymore.
Right? I am.
I've got a surprise for you.
You work for public schools.
Yeah.
You're still my hero, Scott.
I'm saving generations at a time, man. I'm saving a generation at a time.
Inside out, from the inside of the monstrous machine.
That's right.
November, December, January, February, March, April. So like yeah. So I haven't worked for theft for 6 months. It's been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great. I think everybody should be working under the table.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I'm just saying.
As a native Mexican, how happy are you about Cinco de Mayo right now?
Native? Oh, we had margaritas last night.
Nice.
Woo!
On May the 4th be with you.
Nice.
So I feel like this is a holiday that we should celebrate more in America. Not because it has anything to do with us, but because I am always down to celebrate when the French got their asses kicked by a numerically inferior group of farmers. It just makes me feel warm inside.
There's something warm and fuzzy about that, isn't it? Those French, they get points for effort.
It's like they had one good military commander, and even that wasn't enough.
Right.
Yeah, it's always interesting because so 4th of July is like the equivalent up in your country, right? And like whenever that comes around, everybody's like, yeah, happy birthday, America. And it's like, no, actually, it's more of like a funeral for British rule than it is a birthday for the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, have we ever fought France?
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't call it a fight as much as a beating.
No, when has America ever fought against France as a nation, not as a colony?
As a nation, no, I don't. That's a good question, Zach.
As a colony, we kicked their ass, but that was mostly England. Yeah, I don't think we've been on the opposite side of them since the Revolution.
I don't know why this isn't working. Okay. Oh, maybe it is. I might have some news for you.
Let's hear it.
What do you got?
No. Okay, let me try this one. Okay. If you go to TiT-Fest.com, you will get to the Taxation is Theft Fest website. But that dash is very, very important.
Dash is important.
Yes, I got there. I love it.
If you forget that dash, you better hope your mother is not over your shoulder. Like, hey, Mom, I want to show you this.
Hey, kids, you want to see the festival Daddy's going to?
Okay, the other one is like taking more time to update. So I don't want to tell you what it is until it's working. But it's, I don't know. I don't know why. It's a .org. I think those are taking longer to update for some reason. They're
lower down on the priority chain.
Yeah,
just
maybe.
An org. Just an org.
Yeah. See, this is a nonprofit organization versus the commercial free market. The commercial.com updates almost instantly, but the government sanctioned nonprofit organization has some red tape to sort through before it can update where the website points.
Always.
Fucking government.
They want their piece. They want their piece. They want their bite.
Right. Their piece. They want way more than that.
No, well, they're taking away more than their piece, obviously.
You want to remove the piece, give it to you, and then take the rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, those sneaky bastards.
That's all right. We'll fix it. We'll get there. We got to stay true to form and just keep after it, man. We'll fix it.
Wouldn't it be fun wouldn't that be like a fun prank to wrap the entire Federal Reserve building in that giant plastic wrap that they wrap pallets with?
Yeah.
Like instead of toilet papering them, just run around the building a bunch of times and
oh my God. That would be the biggest pain in the ass to get off. But it wouldn't damage anything.
Right?
Nope. Nothing.
Unless you put while you're doing that, you put spray adhesive on it.
Well, they just have to cut through the adhesive. That's all.
Yeah, but then there'll be plastic everywhere, stuck to everything. Oh, damn.
Bad for the environment.
I'll have to sit out that one, but.
So, okay. Well, this is interesting, right? Because they're talking about inventing worms that eat plastic so that they can degrade the landfills faster, right?
That's a thing, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but you could totally take those worms and pour them down the conduit that goes with the Ethernet cables into the Federal Reserve, so that it would chew through all their cables and
I like where your head's at.
Right. But of course it could also be used as you could pour them on somebody's car and it would all the fiberglass parts. It's such a dirty weapon that people could use. But I mean, I guess there's worse things out there already. So if you ever really want to piss somebody off, you could pour brake fluid on their car. I hear is it
does that eat paint? Who is that?
Yeah,
screeching.
That's what I hear. I haven't tried it, but that's what I hear.
That's property damage. I would not do that.
There's so many things out there that are so much worse than fully automatic weapons. And that's what nobody's ever yeah, I'm going to get a fully automatic weapon and shoot at my neighbor's house because his dog crapped on my lawn. No.
Right.
They slash their tires or they pour paint thinner on, it's little crap.
I would just collect, if your dog was pooping on my lawn and you refused after, reasonable conversations to pick it up, I would just collect it and throw it at your fucking house, right? Possibly on fire.
I'd build maybe a little cannon and fill it with tannerite and just
But the crap would end up on your fucking house. I'm sorry.
that
is proportional.
Throw it up on the roof.
Degree angle of spray.
Throw it up on the roof, you guys. I'm telling you, throw it on the roof.
Catapult, maybe.
But there's something really important that I just found that we have to talk about.
Shit. All right.
Sylvester Stallone said that he is currently making Demolition Man 2.
Okay.
Oh no.
Are they going to keep the same like cheesy 80s style special effects?
So, it has to, right?
That's what they need to start doing. There've been a couple movies where they did that, right?
Yeah, it was the ones that he was doing, the Expendables, where they just went completely over the fucking top with it because that's what they used to do in the 80s.
Yeah,
Right.
but it was still like all their special effects were like clean, like everything looked like real, right? None of that like, oh look, fake green screen kind of,
Right.
like what was that movie? Shit, what was that movie? It was like Kung Fu.
Kung Pao?
Kung Pao, yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Oh my god.
So good.
Go watch it tonight. It's amazing.
Okay, Kung Pao. Kung
That's a
Pao.
lot of nuts.
Kung Pao, right?
Legend of the Fist or something like that.
Yeah. There was another one like that too, called like
I'm so bad.
Black Dynamite. It was kind of like that, but it was a remake of like the blaxploitation movies.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, so okay, did you see that Dolomite on Netflix?
No.
Oh my god, it's amazing. So like it inspired me to go watch the original Dolomite from like the 70s, and I was watching it and I was like, oh my god, like I know that street. Like when you see like the cars driving down the street where like the drug dealer lives, I'm like, I know that street. Where is that?
There.
Like that, I'm like, that's the street that my family, like in the I wanted to say in the 70s, but I'm not that old. In the 80s when I was a kid, they used to take me to like parties at that house with like a bunch of old people sitting around like with like, you know, really overdone tans and everything. And so like I was on Street View for the next 5 hours trying to find that house. And then I was like, man, I can't find it. So I played the rest of the movie, and then they had a shot of the house again, but it was from further back, and they actually had the street sign. And I was like, I should have just watched the rest of the fucking movie first.
Instead of trying to go down a rabbit hole, I could have just watched the movie.
Then I looked at that street, and I'm like, holy shit, that's it right there, like Street View, like all. And I'm like, oh my god, that's it. And it was like right there in Baldwin Hills, Baldwin Hills or like Baldwin Heights or something like that, like right in LA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like, that's fucking awesome. I know I probably got like way more excited about that than I should have, but that was really cool.
You grew up in LA, Dan?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's very
Californian.
Cool. I did not know that. That's very cool. I grew up
totally, dude.
Well, I sound like a fucking Valley kid, but at least I didn't grow up in fucking Fremont like this motherfucker right there.
I did live in the Valley for a while. I lived in an apartment building that had a couple porn stars who lived there.
Oh, well, I worked for a Fortune 500 company for 15 years, who one of our offices was below a porn studio here in Omaha, because they only know this because there were people fucking above them literally 24/7. And they weren't quiet about it.
Porn studio in Omaha.
I mean, it might have just been a lawyer with like a very liberal office relationship policy.
No, so like I'll show you sometime, Zach and Scott, off of 90th and like Maple-ish. There's a bunch of small office buildings, and then there's some office buildings under part of an apartment building, and in that portion, apparently in the apartment building, there was a fucking porn studio because I've heard from numerous people. Like I worked at this company for 15 plus years. Like it was a well-known thing. Much like, you know, there's this one dude one time in this one building that always dropped trow when he fucking pissed at the urinal. It was a well-known thing. I don't know.
Like, wait, like all the way to his ankles?
To his ankles, and he weighed 350.
There's a meme about that. Like it shows like a guy standing at the urinal with his pants around his ankles, and it's like the biggest flex you could ever do in the men's room.
No, the biggest flex in the men's room is to compliment the watch.
Really?
Oh yeah. Hey, nice watch.
You know what What I've been planning to do and never get around to it because I never have the time at these conventions is to go into a really crowded men's room and play this scene from Family Guy where they're playing dueling banjos
with Michael Moore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Not for Dre.
Just like don't say anything. Just like play at full volume from the stall. See if the entire room bursts out into laughter.
That's funny. Hey, you guys remember the time that dude used his vaporizer in the bathroom at the state convention and evacuated the hotel? Do you remember the time that happened? Remember the time that dude did that?
I had already left, but I heard about it, and that was amazing to hear about. I love it. Because you know what?
I did it
at our Nebraska State Convention. Oh. Somebody was in the bathroom vaping, and apparently the fucking fire alarm went off, and it was a whole fucking thing. Wow. Even though I vaped throughout the entire time because I have a Juul and it's whatever. Go fuck yourselves, Lincoln, you fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can write you a ticket for that. Did you know that?
You
can throw that ticket in the trash. Did you know that?
So it's a city law in Lincoln, but it is up to the establishment to call the police. So John and I go to Lincoln all the time and frequent a lot of venues for different reasons. And some of them will literally they'll be like, listen, you have to stop now. Otherwise we'll have to, call the authorities. And I'm like, okay, I can no longer spend money at your establishment. Bye-bye now. And others are like, please come in. We have a fog machine. We have a smoke machine. Please vape whatever you want. We'll actually let you smoke cigarettes in here if you're a regular.
Yeah. I mean, that's totally cool that like the establishment should be able to have the right to decide whether they want to be smoke free or not. They have that in Texas too. There were places that like there's like I think it's like a Buffalo Wild Wings where it's like it's huge, and then they have like this giant glass wall with a couple of doors, and like that's the smoke room on the other side. So and it looks really nasty in there. It's like everyone's sitting in a cloud of smoke, which is really disgusting. But hey, that's where they want to sit. Go for it.
All right.
Sorry, I'm reading comments, and I don't know who Mercedes is talking about.
Where? Oh, look, the comments. Oh, that's amazing.
Which one? Which comment?
Mercedes saying, I looked at him, he looked at me. Most libertarian moment ever. Watching the guys watch for him was a classic.
Oh, yeah, they walked in the room. They freaking walked in the room, and they were like scanning the crowd. And the guy was like, that's the guy right there. That's the guy right there. And then, yeah. And then there was a conversation that occurred, and everybody walked away happy. Everybody parted friends. But there was a conversation that had to occur, of course. And lessons learned.
And then that guy got curb stomped later, right?
Nope. It was resolved peacefully.
Right. She says they thought you ran first. Fuck those people.
Yeah.
Run.
Oh man.
Run from what?
One last time.
Vapor police.
TiTFest, so we can get out of here.
Oh yeah, TiTFest.
Okay. TiTFest. Tit. Go to TiT-Fest.
Don't do that. Just go to TaxationIsTheftFest, right?
.com. Yeah. You can do that.
Do that. So my aunts that are watching, go to TaxationIsTheftFest.com.
And register. Register to watch for free.
Not the other one.
Yes. For free.
Check us out on Monday night. Look, we are 5 follows on Twitch away from affiliate. Guys, we are so close. We have all of our other metrics. Please follow us on Twitch. It's Drunken Disorderly Media, all one word. We'll see you on Monday with Drunken Dragons.
I can make 5 accounts.